my last video, I shared what surprised me most after 1 year as a dental school spouse. But after filming that video, I realized something. I've never actually asked my husband. So today, we're talking about what surprised him most in his first year of dental school. What was harder than expected, what was easier than expected, and what he wishes other spouses understood about what dental students are actually going through. So let's jump into it. First question.
Okay.
Obvious. Before dental school...
Yes, I love you.
Before dental school started, what did you think the hardest part would be?
Hardest part would be not be able to spend time with you guys. And
Don't.
financially. Like,
Okay.
can we live off student loans without it being like a day-to-day, like, okay, we're pinching pennies.
Well, kind of like us, calling and asking and like, okay, how the heck did I do this? Yeah. But so that and like not knowing how much time you would spend with us.
Yeah.
Question 2. What was actually the hardest part once you started and like got into it?
I think we got really lucky with the financial aspect, with me getting the AV job and the scholarship and stuff like that. But like, I think what really helped, what was actually was the spending time with you guys, which was drastically decreased.
Yeah, so it's like we already thought that it was going to be, or you already thought it was going to be the hardest part, but then starting and being like, crap, it's actually worse than you thought it would be.
I expected it to be less.
Well, because we had also talked about and planned you studying here most of the time too, and so that was a big change as well, where it was like, okay, didn't know like that you were going to study best at school and really need to do the heavy on the group studying aspect. Yeah, so definitely gone more than you planned. Okay, number 3, what surprised you most about dental school?
Probably what surprised me most is how easy it was to make friends. It could maybe...
Do you feel like you felt like that though because you were one of the older ones? Do you think that was kind of a little bit of an internal like, oh, I'm...
No, I think it's because you could maybe call it like trauma bonding, I guess I could say. But I think, because we're all going through the same classes, we're all going through the same things at the same time. It was different than from undergrad, where I would have 2 good people that I studied with. We did really well. We kicked butt on these classes, but like the next semester, everything would be jumbled up.
Yeah.
They had different classes than I did. And like, or they only had one class that was the same, but the lab was different. It's just, it always got disrupted. But here, like, we're all on the same schedule, so we're all experiencing the same thing, and that makes that like this has like a sense of like group, or I wouldn't say community, but
Well, you're stuck together for 4 years,
and
then you're also working towards exactly the same thing. Whereas other people in undergrad, they could be doing something totally different and just so happen to be in that class with you. Yeah, exactly. 4, what was the moment that you first felt like you belonged there?
I failed that one exam.
Yeah.
And so I really felt out of place. But then once, I think it was maybe like 2/3 in the semester where I was passing everything, I failed that one test, but
What month was that in?
It was like first month then.
The first month?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was one class.
Yeah.
One test in one class.
Yeah.
But I passed all the other exams the rest of the semester, and as those were happening, I felt better. And then what really helped is like clinic-wise, on sim lab, I was catching things on so fast. Like my hand skills were where they needed to be.
Gave you the confidence.
Yeah.
So you think that truly just sticking it out, doing it, proving and showing to yourself, like, I can do this. That's what was like, okay, I belong here. I belong in this field. I am doing what.
Yeah. So sometimes we go through classes and it's like, maybe I'm not cut out for this.
Yeah.
But it's momentary.
So definitely, though, you would say by the end of your first semester, you were like, no, okay, like I'm...
Yeah, and especially if you've done well enough that you don't... Not that you don't have to worry about finals, but you're not as stressed at finals. That means you've got your groove, you've got what you're going on, and you just know that to do that next semester, then do it the semester after that. Yeah.
Question 5. What do you think has been the hardest part for me as your spouse?
I think the hardest part for you is, it's not only that the fact that I'm not here a lot, but it's the fact that even when I'm here, sometimes I'm not here.
Yeah. I've literally said that in one of the videos before. Yeah.
Because, and it sucks, but like, I can't help it, when I'm here and I'm like, okay, I've got this exam coming up. I haven't finished this project. I need to finish. And it's running through my head. I mean, sometimes it is nice when I'm able to find that clarity and we're able to actually spend that time together. Like, makes it actually quality, but yeah.
Well, that typically I feel like happens right after a test. There's like that one good day.
It's like a plateau or it's like test and then it goes back down. And
exactly.
Then, here comes another test. And
literally. It's like that brief little like, okay, like sigh of relief. We can enjoy really quick, do a little bit of a celebrating. Okay, we spend time together. And then it's like, here we go again. Constantly. Literally. Number 6, what do you think has been the hardest for the kids?
I think they're not seeing me as much. Once again, because usually on the weekends I didn't have as much mentally as I do now before. So yes, I wasn't there as much because I was working 2 jobs, but like when I was there, like I was there.
Yeah.
Kind of the same process. Like they're like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? I'm like, gosh, that's gonna take 3 hours, and I've got to start studying 2, so I can't really do that because that's an hour that I'm gonna be, messing around. And usually, if it's supposed to be 3 hours, it's probably gonna be 4, so that's 2 hours that I'm starting.
I think they probably get it from me, but if they see like an in for, okay, dad can spend time, they want to absolutely drag that out as long as possible and soak up as much time with you as they can. And so it's like even a quick little 10-20 minute thing, they want to try to figure out a way somehow to like double it. So I think sometimes, which correct me if I'm wrong, I think sometimes that could dissuade you from even kind of starting and giving them that little in, because it's like, well, crud, then they're going to be disappointed when it really just is the 10 minutes that I said I had or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, we'll just take a quick 15-minute walk. 15-minute walk.
Yeah. It becomes 30 or more.
45,
Yeah. That's true. Number 7, was there ever a moment you felt guilty about how much school was taking from our family? It's okay if there's not.
No, lots of times. I mean, it's especially when I know like the kids want my full attention, and I'm not there mentally, and I try to be, but like it's still in the back of my head. So I'm like 80% there, but that 20% is still in the back of my head. That I feel guilty about because it's it's not their fault. But I don't know what I can do to change that. But yeah, I think the guilt comes decent amount of times.
Was there a specific moment that like something happened that you can remember that like you felt it in your soul that you were like, oh my gosh, I know that hurt them, or that made me feel so bad, or I can't think of anything, but I don't know if there's anything for you that you're like, yikes, that hurt.
I mean, sometimes when they're like, Dad, just stay with us, like that, and I can't, and that sucks. Yeah.
Number 8, what do you wish dental school spouses understood about what the students are going through?
I think, and maybe this is just me, especially people that have families.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an added pressure because, I mean, if you're just by yourself, if something happens and you dropped out, it's 1 year of your life that if you decide to do something else, nothing really happens, but, with a family, not only did you move your whole family over here, you're not affecting just your life, you're affecting multiple people's lives.
Yeah.
And with our family size, I'm affecting 6 other people. And so that I think that there's an added pressure that is there, and that just kind of all accumulates to, I mean, at least for me, it's like I want to make sure that I don't fail or I don't have to do a retest or remediate. Like,
do you think that I don't get that though?
I think you do to a certain degree. Sometimes I believe you're like, I think he's over exaggerating, or I think he is studying way more than he needs to. And you're not wrong all the time, but there are some times where I'm like, I really do not know this material. Like, this material is hard.
But how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know when it is, no, I really, really don't know this and I'm really having a hard time, versus, okay, like, I am maybe overdoing it. How am I supposed to ever know?
I guess you couldn't know because I also don't know the exams. essentially I apply the same pressure for every class, regardless of how well I know the information or not. I don't want to leave anything on the table of like, oh yeah, I definitely could have spent 2 or 3 more days studying for that test, and I just didn't because I thought it was going to be easy, because I don't want to get burned. There's been some tests that we thought were going to be layups, and luckily for me, I studied hard the same way I did, and I didn't get burned.
Yeah.
But I went into that test thinking this is going to be a layup. I even, I studied my usual way for every test, and I thought like, I'm just going to destroy this test. And I mean, I got a high B, but the average was very low.
Yeah.
So like I could see how people saw that test as like, oh, this is going to be a layup.
Yeah.
I don't have to study as much for this test. And honestly, like at that point, you probably would have been right. I probably was studying too much for it. But then that flip of a dime where like the test was actually really hard.
So you feel like for you, the question of, am I over exaggerating and maybe studying more than necessary versus not, then essentially you're saying like, okay, me knowing the difference between the two is really irrelevant, because your approach is, I'm going to study the same way for every test regardless, as opposed to other people that kind of are like, oh, depending on if it's hard or easy or whatever, then I'm going to adjust. And you're saying every single time though, you have maybe done better because of the way that you study. And so again, it just really comes back to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was an overestimate or not.
And that's where you're like, when you're like, see, you aced that exam, you didn't even study as hard. Like, you're right, I probably didn't. But I didn't know how the exam was going to turn out,
Yeah, well, and I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to think that you're over-exaggerating. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see. Number 9, how has dental school changed you as a person?
I mean, I definitely feel like a lot of things being put into my brain. But yeah, I think I've become a lot more knowledgeable on the dental aspect. I think it was also that realization that, especially after the first year under my belt, it made me realize like, okay, I can do this. Because there was times where I'm like, maybe I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, that self-doubt creeping in.
Yeah, that self-doubt creeps in all the time. Even now, like sometimes it's still like, are we sure we're gonna be able to do this? But that first year, definitely like, okay, we can.
Yeah.
So a little bit more confidence in the fact that I can do dental school.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's changed you in any like non-academic ways as a person?
Oh gosh, you're gonna think this is cheesy, but like, no, but I think if anything, it's made me appreciate our relationship / you more.
Okay. Because
you do so much for the kids and for me, and you're doing it on your own, and I appreciate that.
Are you lying?
No.
Are you just saying this?
Because I think sometimes it's kind of like what you said, like you sometimes have said like, you lead the boat, I'm just kind of there, but like, okay, maybe I'm still steering the ship, but you are literally like 5 people working the ship. And
yeah, I mean, yes, but I think there's also a lot of times where things aren't done, or things are a mess, or things or whatever, that I'm like, gosh, like, I'm not doing it. I don't know, maybe, like somebody else could be doing it better, or somebody else would have the house cleaner, or somebody else would whatever. And so I'm like, do you really think that? Or is it just like, oh gosh, like I better show her appreciation regardless of what she does or how she does it, because I
don't know if there are very many people that could do what you're doing as well. Could they do it better for one day or even a week? Yeah, but I think the constant doing it day in, day out, months, I guess it'll be essentially years on end, like that's a toll. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of people that could. And so once again, like that's why I appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm not doing it successfully, but I will take the compliment anyway. Oh gosh. Okay, the last one I feel like I already know the answer to, but no, I definitely do. But if you could go back, would you still choose dental? I already know the answer, so just maybe why you would.
Depends how far back we went.
Really? What do you mean?
No, I think
expand.
I think I would still do dental. I think it aligns a lot of the stuff that I enjoy. Technology, you're making huge impact on people's lives. You do veneers and you do a whole smile, like that changes people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, when they go for the first interview, it's life-changing. Love the medical aspect of it.
You always have been into that.
And the little bit of like artistry in it as well. With medicine, which kind of what I was kind of originally thinking about going into. Like, yes, it's great, but like there was at least what I saw, there wasn't much artistry that went into it. Not that I'm sure there's some subspecialties or stuff like that, but dentistry is much more like right there. You know, you're replicating molars, you're replicating the anatomy of the tooth. And it's also science-based. You know, you have to make sure your occlusional's right. Even like shading, make sure the shade's the correct shade and stuff like that. So it's very aesthetic, technology-based, and medical. It's all stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah. And you also always talked a lot about having, like, seeing the same people again and again and again, and like having
building that
patients,
rapport, you know, with the patients.
As opposed to you may see them like one time and then never again, you know, for a surgery or depending on what you did, obviously, as a doctor. But having that, like, these are my people, like this, these are my patients, these are the people that I take care of and build relationships with, and all of that. Just like going off what you said, like depending on how far we went back, is there any bit of you that's like, oh gosh, like if I had to do it again? Or is it truly like when you think about it and you're like, nope, like all things considered, the kids and the family and how hard it is and the hours and hours, and like it all is absolutely still worth it? Or you feel that it will be? I guess we don't know yet.
Yeah, I feel like it will be. I think it's still a rewarding career. I think you definitely have to strategize a little more than you had to maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Strategize to do better than I think most, but like, I think even if you were wanting to work part-time, it'd still be a good career.
Yeah, that's all I have. Okay. Thanks for being on my video.
No problem. I didn't really have a choice.
No, no you don't. Did you have fun?
Yeah, so fun.
So fun. I think when you're living through dental school together, it's easy to assume you know exactly what the other person is experiencing. But sometimes there are things happening behind the scenes that you don't fully understand until you sit down and talk about them. If you're currently in dental school or you're a dental spouse, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What has surprised you most about this journey so far? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.